All right, joining us for more on the Our Day celebrations is Mr. Prafulla Ketkar. Mr. Ketkar is the editor of Organizer Weekly. Mr. Ketkar, welcome to DD India. Now, for the benefit of our worldwide audience watching this broadcast, the European Union is the chief guest at this year's Republic Day parade. It is only the second time in Indian history that a multilateral organization is a chief guest for Republic Day. The other organization was ASEAN in the year 2018. Now, what did you make of the choice of this year's special guests, and what do you think would have gone into deciding who to invite?
Good evening, Ramesh, and very happy Republic Day to
Thank
you and
too.
all the viewers. It is always a very, very, interesting choice, and whether we getting the French president earlier, or even at one point the American president, or this time the EU president and the entire multilateral forum. And tomorrow we are expecting big, agreements being signed between India and EU. So it clearly shows, one, the geostrategic scenario that is emerging across the globe, and two, the way India is engaging now with the in the multipolar world. The new emerging world, these smaller multilateral organizations, smaller in the sense, besides UN, the multilateral organizations, whether you consider ASEAN or BRICS or the EU, the regional, or even for that matter, African Union, they play a very, very critical role. And they are the ones who are actually shaping the policy imperatives for the changing geostrategic dynamics, or for that matter, even geoeconomics and geocultural dynamics. In that sense, I thought. Also, when it comes to the democratic values, EU and India has a very long-standing relationship. And when we are celebrating our 77th Republic Day, in a way we are celebrating our constitutional values, constitutional, and there were people, even from Europe and in India, who were suspicious about whether India would be able to manage its own affairs democratically, accommodate all the diversities that apparently seem very, very opposite to each other, whether north, south, east, west, whatever way you want to see it, linguistically, culturally. But the way India has a glorious journey, and the way EU president herself recognized this, the way we have been an exemplary model of democracy for many newly independent countries in last 100 years or so, and very few of them could actually sustain as a constitutional democracy.
Right.
And we are one of those exceptions, despite so much of diversity, linguistic and cultural. We have managed, because what President of India yesterday said, we are mother of democracy. We have civilizational ethos, democratic ethos, because of which our constitution helped us in adapting ourselves to the modern framework of democracy with our civilizational values.
Indeed. Mr. Ketkar, before I ask you about the parade itself, I want to highlight two messages. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen wrote a memorable line in her social media post. She wrote, and I quote, she says, "A successful India makes the world more stable, prosperous and secure." Number one. Number two, Prime Minister Modi quoted a verse from Sanskrit. It goes something like this: "A nation that is dependent or under subjugation cannot progress. Therefore, only by adopting freedom and unity as our guiding principles can the progress of the nation be ensured." What did you make of these two, some would say, memorable messages befitting the occasion?
See, Ramesh, we are seeing, various kinds of uncertainties gathering the entire world. That the tariff war is going on, started by America. Then the new kind of bipolarity is emerging. United Nations is entire system is crumbling down in a way and unable to provide very lasting solutions to the global challenges. Uh, the Ukraine war is not ending. Gaza peace processes started, but it is not getting the desirable direction, and the non-state actors are playing havoc in many parts of West Asia. So, in that sense, the message is very, very clear. Stable and secured India has always helped not just the region, but the entire world. That has been the India's civilizational ethos. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, the peace and prosperity for everyone, everybody. So Indian civilizational values have been like that, and I think EU Commission President has in a way recognized that, and Prime Minister also, indirectly making a reference to what is happening globally.
Right.
EU has been very, very assertive. Last week only, the EU president clearly, categorically said that in the new context, we need to think about new Europe, new European Union with new freedom and new values. And there she referred to the proposed agreements with India as mother of all agreements. So, in a way, it's a new kind of understanding when Europe is coming out of the post World War setup of NATO and IMF and World Bank, and entirely managed under the American umbrella. There, Europe is recognizing India's role in the changing global scenario, and on the other hand, India is insisting the fact that if your sovereignty has to be protected, your freedom has to be protected, then you need to follow a path of multilateral, multi-level cooperations which are not dependent on one country.
Right.
So it's a mutually subtle but very, very important messaging in
Absolutely.
the current global scenario.
Indeed. And let's now talk a bit about the parade itself, Mr. Ketkar. To begin with, 150 years of Vande Mataram was a theme of the parade this year. Number one. Number two, India showcases military might and defense preparedness in the parade. Now, for the first time, the Indian Army showcased a phased battle array at the parade. A tri-services tableau comprising the Army, Navy and the Air Force showcased Operation Sindoor victory as well. Also, another recurrent theme was India growth story. Your thoughts on the overarching message of this year's Republic Day?
See, it was very, very clearly the way India sees its past, the way India is facing the contemporary challenges, and the way India is prepared for the future. All the three things were, in a way connected, the past, present, and future. When we talk about 150 years of Vande Mataram and the way various states have presented their cultural, heritage through tableaus, that was, a clear message, the unified India despite cultural diversity. Secondly, the defense preparedness and the economic progress, how we are, coming up with our own solutions. Of course, Operation Sindoor was, a underlying theme. The jointness of the armed forces that we have achieved, the way BrahMos or the way Pinaki was, displayed. It was again a clear-cut sign. The indigenous weapon systems, proudly, made their entry on in the Republic Day parade. Again, showing that we are prepared to not just defend ourselves, but also be a very reliable and sustainable defense manufacturer and exporter in coming days. So if the world has to be a stable and secured, India has to move forward,
Right.
and constitutional values of liberty, equality, fraternity, along with unity and integrity of the nation, are going to be the foundational basis. But for that, Vande Mataram, the reverence to the motherland by everybody, is our real strength. And that message, that mantra, as we have derived from our freedom struggle, and that has been our guiding force, and we will not forget about it. So it all in all, besides what I would like to call the, not just the patriotism but the matriotism, the maternal sense of about our motherland, and the way we are displaying it in taking inspiration from the past, facing challenges of the present, and preparing ourselves
Indeed.
for the future solutions.
Mr. Ketkar, pleasure as always to talk to you. Thank you for your time. Much appreciated.
Thank you.